It's a quiet evening in St. Petersburg, or at least as quiet as it can be when the city's most notorious not-quite family is about to collide. Natasha Romanoff, better known as Black Widow, sits at the corner of a modest kitchen table, her hands wrapped firmly around a chipped ceramic mug. Across from her, the imposing figure of Alexei Shostakovich, the Red Guardian, leans back in his chair, the wood creaking beneath his weight. For a moment, all is still. Family. For most people, the word invites warmth. For Natasha and Alexia, it's complicated. Once upon a time not so long ago, they were spies, part of a fake family assembled by the Red Room, charged with infiltrating the United States under the pretense of domestic bliss. Natasha played the daughter, Alexia the father. Except no one really bought it, especially not Natasha. Tonight, there's no mission, no government handlers waiting in the wings, no earpieces or coded signals, just two agents, bound by a shared past, caught between affection and resentment. Natalia breaks the silence, her accent barely noticeable, a remnant more than a feature. Most people don't have to break their so-called father out of a Siberian prison. That privilege just for me? Lexi grins, his teeth as white as his knuckles wrapped around a shot glass. His ego is still massive, as expected from the only known Soviet super soldier. "Ah, but who else could, my little spider?" says the bravado, barely masking genuine pride. Everything between them is a contest. Natasha cool and calculated, every emotion measured or hidden. Lex aloud, boisterous, his nostalgia for Soviet glory days only matched by his hunger for validation. Each exchange is a gentle skirmish circling around older wounds. Natasha shifts in her seat. "Do you even remember why you left us in Ohio? Or did you forget an exile between arm wrestling matches and telling that tired story about fighting Captain America?" The question hangs heavy. It's not really about mission logistics or orders. It's about abandonment. It's about that half-truth every spy tells. "I was only following orders." Alexei pauses, fiddling with his ring. "I did what I had to do. They told me to disappear. I wanted to protect you girls." But in truth, Alexia wasn't there to raise them, to guide Natasha through the choices that led her from assassin to avenger. He was a soldier. His idea of parenting involved tactical lessons and occasional bear hugs, neither particularly useful to a young woman trying to escape her Red Room past. The conversation quickly devolves. Old grievances come pouring out: missed birthdays, mentorship lost to mission. Natasha, now an adult among gods and monsters, demands accountability. She wants an apology from the man who can shatter steel, but never admits fault. Alexa, defensive, responds with bombast. "Look at you," he declares, pounding the table. "You saved the world. Twice. That strength. You've got that from me, Natasha?" She rolls her eyes, but there's an almost imperceptible hint of a smile. Because as much as she resents Alexei's self-importance, it's also familiar a stubborn reassurance that at least one thing from her past hasn't changed. Argument becomes sparring, literally. In the tiny apartment, Natasha and Alexei take their not-so-metaphorical fight to the mats. Fists fly, but so do laughs, a ritual unique to this peculiar family. Remember, spies settle scores and express emotion simultaneously. The physicality of their feud is the language neither can speak aloud. Alexei's old wounds protest with every block. Natasha's reflexes have long surpassed his, the student outclassing the master. He's proud of her, she knows. He wishes he could say it, she wishes he didn't have to. Eventually, exhaustion wins. Alexei collapses into an armchair. Natasha, bruised but unbothered, refills his drink. There's a moment of silence, the sort that only comes after everything has been said. Not necessarily resolved, just said. Alexei admits, subdued for once, "I wanted us to be a real family." Natasha pauses, then says, "Maybe we are, just not the kind you think. What is family after all? It's blood, allegiance, a collection of shared missions, or just the people who find you in the aftermath." Alexei smiles, softer this time. Natasha leaves for the night. The feud settled, if only for now. Another time, another place, perhaps things would be different. But for these two assassins, caught between worlds, this awkward, bruised affection is as close to peace as they're likely to find. And so, in the frostbitten heart of Russia, the widow and her guardian part wasn't all eyes, not quite enemies, just family, in their own fractured, red-stained way.